2025 Panini Combat Anthology. I've been looking forward to this product for well over a month now. Since I saw the initial checklist, I have been dying to rip this product. So glad you guys are here for it. If you guys love this stuff, I have 5 cases of it. We've got one tomorrow night. Jay Purcell says this product is dope. Yeah, I've heard it's great. I've only watched someone rip one box. I haven't watched any full cases. I've seen all the hits on eBay. But yeah, we've got 5 cases of this. We've got a ton of combat sports stuff all weekend long. Tomorrow night we have 2 cases of Finest UFC and a case of this mashed in the middle. Sunday we've got one of each. Monday we've got another one of this. Yeah, we've got some fun stuff coming up. So hopefully you guys want to come by and hang out. We got another one Monday, and then I think another one on Wednesday. So a lot of action, a lot of cool spots, 20 different kabooms you can hit, all sorts of dual autos, one-of-ones, craziness. So hopefully this case is wild. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning customer, of course, welcome back. We'd love to have you here. Doc G, what's up, my man? We're live on eBay Live and YouTube. If you have any questions over the course of the live break, just leave them down in the comments section of either one of those channels. We'll rip the full case. We'll do a recap at the end of all the hits, and we'll get them shipped out to you within a couple of business days, safely and securely in bubble mailers, as always. If there's any duels, those will go to random at the very end of the break via random.org per the listing, as you guys know. Unless anybody bought both spots that hit the duel, then we don't have to go to random on them, but we'll see. It's 11:05. I started like 3 minutes late, so I'm going to give it one more minute, and we will get started. 50 bucks, walked away with 4 autos, 8 numbered cards. There you go. Very nice. Hopefully hit something crazy. Any kabooms? You guys seeing one kaboom per case? That seems to be what everybody's saying. One kaboom and a couple really nice autos per case. All right, let's do this. It's 11:06. I'm excited. Again, welcome to Rips Card Rips, live on eBay Live and YouTube. Any questions, leave them down in the comments section. Again, we got combat sports all weekend long here. All auctions are already live on the bay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. I am excited. So glad to have so many of these cases to rip. Just got done ripping a mega box case of Topps basketball. This is 5,000 cards. So this is going to be a whole different animal for me in terms of excitement level. Well, we did hit a couple $1,000 card in that case. Still not quite as fun as ripping some of this stuff. Selfishly, I think the Mike Tyson kaboom from the photos I've seen is the coolest. Tyson and Flair are the coolest. So selfishly, I'll be rooting to see one of those. But yeah, all the kabooms look good. I think this is going to be a sneaky product. It's one of the few products Panini's actually sold out on their website in a long time. So let's see some craziness, hopefully. I think there's a WWE product releasing on the 12th. I just saw Topps. What Exalted is coming out soon. So hopefully we'll get some of that. I don't know. I haven't had a whole lot of WWE lately. All right, let's do this. Good luck, everyone. Again, thanks for spending some of your Thursday here with me. If you want to do this again, we'll be here Friday, Sunday, Monday. We're off Saturday night for my wife's birthday. Deontay Wilder's a great name. Tomorrow night's Finest UFC. Finest UFC. All right, good luck, everyone. Good luck, chat. If you want to let me know who you're rooting for, go right ahead. If you don't, no worries. It's basically like contenders from what I've seen. Brian Smith, what a great name. That's my name, dude. Although I'm with a Y. But I'm rooting for you because you got a great name. All right, let's do it. Johnny Bones kicking us off. You got one name in here, Brock Anderson. Well, good luck to you. I see orange. I see all sorts of stuff in here. Sorry, without having ripped it yet, I'm just trying to get my bearings down. All right, let's do this. Johnny Bones, Antonio Carlos Jr., Chuck Liddell, C.W. Anderson. First auto of the night. I actually just saw him on social media. Funky Ben Askren, we'll take that. Not numbered. T.J. Dillashaw. We've got a Brent Primus to 99. Chael Sonnen, Gary Goodridge, Immortals. And one of the hollows of Oleg Taktarov. I guess that's probably called silver. You got Dakota. All right. She's got autos in this. This will be her first auto, right? Outside of like Upper Deck. She's got really, really hard Upper Deck autos to hit. Funky Ben. Saw him post a video of him back wrestling with one of his kids. So good to see him doing well. So good to see him doing better. It was rough. He was touch and go for a while there. Ngannou, Quentin Rampage Jackson, Hulk, Chael Sonnen, Silver, Johnny Bones to 125, Kojima, Tim Sylvia, and Immortals Frank Shamrock, Hollow. All those will be sleeved and loaded when we ship them to you. For the sake of the live break, we just do the numbered stuff. Yeah, I like to Oleg Tartarov as well. Which one do you have? You have Brock Anderson. Okay. All right. Kikuri. Looks like we got our auto here, so we'll do that. There's Ric Flair, the Nature Boy. Daniel Cormier, Hollow. There's your boy, Brock Anderson. Ring Royalty Silver. It's a good-looking card. Kikuri, Daniel Cormier, Biagio, Ali Walsh, and our auto is Brent Primus. Cormier to 75. That's cool. The microphone background. Cormier to 75. All right, so just a boring box to start off. Nice Askren auto. I don't know much about Brent Primus. Not quite Arn. And we got one pack left. See if we can't find something cool. Henan Ferreira, Ken Shamrock, Taekyon Kim, Matty Hughes, Guy Metzger, Brock Anderson, Nathan Kelly, Deontay Wilder, Ngannou, and Usman Nurmagomedov Hollow. Yeah, it's either like Chronicles or Contenders. It looks the box is like the exact same box they use for Contenders, so it kind of gives me the Contenders feel, but paper cards with a lot of numbered action, some crazy autos, and they threw the kabooms in to make the product even cooler. I like it, and it's at an affordable price point with some crazy stuff. Be a good one to rip a personal case of. I'm surprised I didn't think to do that. I haven't really been ripping anything. The kids are the only ones that rip around here these days. Looks like a numbered auto. Yeah, let's do that. All right, Phil Davis. Looks like a red auto. I don't know what red's numbered to. Phil Davis. We got Fabian Edwards to 99. Mads Kruger. Corey Anderson. Don King. Filthy Tom Lawler. Sadabu C. Simeon Powell. Ric Flair. And out of 99, Cesar Duran. Matt Classics. All right. Cesar Duran. He does have a cool auto out of 99. Fabian Edwards. Bad Gene. Primus. Goodrich. Kelly. Nascimento. Chris Cyborg. There's Kung Lee. He was fun to watch. Can't tell what that is. It's the Bell background out of 49. Butterbean, Tom Lawler, and Donovan Dijak. Is that going to be gold to 10? No, I don't see it. Oh, yeah. Out of 10, Donovan Dijak. Ring Royalty Gold. Man, the Ring Royalty looks really good in gold. Dijak. I actually liked him in the ring. Just couldn't figure out what to do with him. Donovan Dijak. There you go, Big Papa. There you go. Looks like a cracked ice coming our way. Love the cracked ice. Yeah, this is definitely Chronicles then. Peter Walter Hauser, Corey Anderson. Cracked ice is Josh Koscheck. Man, he was fun in the house of the reality show. Koscheck out of 25. Eblin, Rampage, and Johnny Bones, Combat Immortals. Hollow. Koscheck, cracked ice. He had a pretty good career too, man. Nice Koscheck, cracked ice. It's not wall-worthy, but a nice one if you had the Koscheck spot. Auto looks like it's just going to be a base in here. Josh Thompson, Tommy Hearns, Nemkov. Classics auto. There you go. Brian Smith. Get yourself a Dakota auto. There we go. See, you come in here with the name of the breaker, and you're gonna smack. Nice one there. Very nice. Dakota. Filthy Tom. Deontay Wilder, Suzuki, and Fedor Emelianenko. Filthy Tom is not number. Oh, wow. That's 4 out of 6. 4 out of 8. 4 out of 8. God, I can't even see what that says. 8? 4 out of 8. Filthy Tom Lawler. Man, this stuff is fun. A lot of low-numbered action. They must not have printed much of it. That's cool to know. Must not have printed much. We love to see that. Box 3 coming at you. Suzuki, yeah. I like all of them. For a lot of paper cards, I love the parallels. Love the parallels. Very impressed so far. Very impressed. I knew once I saw it was a Classics, I had a chance because I think all those are pretty good names. Minoru Suzuki. This could be a cracked ice auto. That would be fun. Let's do... gosh, I haven't had a chance to rip stuff I liked in a long time, so this is going to be a fun weekend for me. Josh Thompson. Corey Anderson to 99. Hulk. Kurt Angle. Minoru Suzuki. Jason Jackson. Chemo Butterbean. Tom Erickson. Classics. Matt Classics out of 25. Come on. C.W. Anderson. C-Dub out of 25. That one any good? I don't know. I don't even know who that is. I'm sure you guys will let me know if that one's any good. C.W. Anderson. Cool looking card. He looks cool. You got his out of 5. Man, this stuff is fun. This stuff is super fun. Old school ECW guy. Thank you. Cost check. We got another red here. Tony Atlas. Josh Barnett. Forgot he was in this. Josh Koscheck. Kenta. Deontay Wilder. Matt Riddle. Oleg Taktarov. Tommy Hearns, man. Hagler and Hearns. And Don King. Numbered Don King to 199. Don King. Again, if you guys love this stuff, I have another case tomorrow night at the same time with 2 cases of Finest UFC wrapped around it. I think we got another Classics auto here or a redemption. I'm not sure who's a redemption in this. Primus, there's Chris Lieben, the Crippler, out of 199. Hulk Hogan, Johnny Bones, we've already seen that card. Abbott, Hughes, Atlas, Braga, Nascimento, and Oleg Taktarov right on cue. Oleg Taktarov. The Crippler. I'll never forget, Chris Lieben was on a decent run. He was just nothing but a brawler, but tough dude. And they threw him out there on a fight night. Threw him out there on a fight night against Anderson Silva in his first fight. And Anderson Silva just absolutely wrecked him. Nathan Kelly, Rodrigo Nascimento, Tommy Hearns to 49. Bell, Hulk Hogan, and Mystico. Mystico hollow. Again, all the silvers hollows, those will always sleeved and loaded, but for the sake of the break, just sleeving and loading the hits that are numbered. All right, onward. It's a quick rip. I wish I was ripping like 10 cases of this in a row. This stuff's awesome. This stuff is awesome. Hope they saved the kaboom for later, too. Come on, Brock Auto. That should be an auto there. Jake Hadley. Cormier. Ric Flair to 149. There you go. Frank Shamrock. Mystico. Cyborg. Funky. Corey. Mystico. And what's this going to be? Ivan Putski. I've pulled a lot of Ivan Putski autos in my day. I don't want to say that's a feather in my cap, but we've pulled some Putski autos. Ric Flair on the board. I'd love to see a 101 out of this case. Love to see a 101 out of this case. Platinum. Satoshi. We got a cracked ice again. No auto in this one. Mark the Hammer Coleman. Mark Schultz. Luke Rockhold. Biagio, Luke Rockhold fighting in bare knuckle now. Chael P out of 25. The bad guy. Matt Riddle, Tony Atlas. The bad guy. Best guy on the mic. Best guy on the mic in the history of the UFC. I don't think they printed much of this doc at all, personally. Based on what I'm seeing with the numbered stuff. Dakota, Putski, Kurt Angle, Floyd, Don King, Tyler Santos, Kukuri, Patchy Mix to 199. Taktarov and Ultimo Guerrero. Fox Den Collectibles, what's up? All right, come on, let's see a big auto here. The gold auto. Gold auto, dual auto, something wild. Oh, that looks like fun. I don't know what that is, but it looks fun. Wow. All right, let's do it. Mads Krul, Koreshkov, Johnny Eblin to 75. It's the microphones. Usman, Boss Rutan, Kung Lee, Czech Congo, Logan Storley. All right, which way we going here? MMA Stars. The Crippler. The Crippler, Chris Lieben. I'm a big fan of him, man. He was a crazy man in the show as well. Chris Lieben, very cool. MMA Stars. So that box probably didn't do very well ROI-wise. The other ones have done pretty well. That was probably the worst box of the bunch so far. The cool cards in there, don't get me wrong, but if you were buying and opening and didn't have anybody you liked in there and you were selling them, you probably didn't do great on that box. So there are some crappy boxes in this. It looked like Tatanka. I could see that. John Fitch. Auto coming at us in the middle here. Butterbean. Butterbean auto. Mark Schultz. We got Mark the Hammer Coleman to 49. Johnny Bones, Mystico, and Kurt Angle. Butterbean auto. Butterbean. We'll put that over here. Dakota's still best auto we've hit so far, in my humble opinion. Rizzo. We got another one of these super short printed ones to like 8. Dakota, Putski, Kurt Angle, Floyd, Luke Rockhold. Czech Congo to 8. 2 of 8. If you're ever wondering if you don't like MMA and you're wondering what fight to watch to get into MMA, go watch Czech Congo fight Pat Barry back in the day. Might be the best fight I've ever seen. Czech Congo to 8. Butterbean has a ton of autos. Yeah, I figure he's probably everywhere in here. They're like, wait, you want me to sign stuff? Okay. A lot of action here. Another auto. Looks like an MMA Stars auto. This one's out of 99. This is Czech Congo. All right. It's a Czech Congo box. Fedor. Brent Primus is everywhere. Enough with the Brent Primus. There's Shotzi. Pat Barry was never the same as right, man. Never, ever the same. That was such a fun fight. God. Czech Congo to 99. Yeah, no, that's what I always say. With combat sports, I'm probably more fun to break with than the rest. There's Deontay Wilder, just because I know I watch the stuff. Mark Coleman, Johnny Bones to 49. Nice one there. Filthy Tom Lawler, Fedor, Paul Hughes. All right. I wouldn't say we've got any monsters. The Dakota's a really nice card, but I wouldn't say we've got anything monstrous. Dakota's nice. Butterbean's nice. Some low-numbered stuff, but no kaboom yet. What would it take to get one of the boxes and cut on the backside so I could display it? Oh man, you're really playing up this same name as me stuff. I'll cut the next box on the back, man. I'll send it out to you. Doesn't take anything. All you gotta do is ask. I'm pretty easy going, but I'll cut the next one on the back so it doesn't have that slice in the front for you. Mr. Brian Smith. All right, let's see a monster here. No monsters yet. How about a gold auto or a 1 of 1 or a crazy auto? Looks like a classics auto here. Fabian Edwards, Josh Thompson, Mavlid Kabulayev to 199, Alex Hammerstone, Ric Flair classics, Ivan Putski, Kurt Angle, Floyd, Don King, Ring Royalty, Kurt Angle auto, Kurt Angle. To make bookmarks. For sure, man. For sure. Kukuri, Jake Hadley, Cormier, Biagio, Ferreira, Tommy Hearns, Nemkov, Satoshi Kojima to 199, Ken Shamrock, and Matt Hughes, A Country Boy Can Survive. Yeah, these are cool. They're definitely cool. I knew the product was going to be good. I just wasn't sure what the format was going to be in terms of the hits, and they've done a good job, in my opinion. All right, looks like another either classics or ring royalty auto. Goodridge, Nate Kelly. How about Henan Ferreira? Purple. Chuck Liddell joins the break. Mystico, Kojima again. Fedor, Johnny Fitch, and this is a classics auto. Who's that? Tony Atlas? Or not a classics auto. That's a, what's that called? Golden Age. Tony Atlas. Tony Atlas. All right. Henan Ferreira. That's your theme song. All right. Kaboom time. Kaboom time. Good luck. Good luck. This is what everyone's waiting for. Matty Hughes. Fedor. Oleg Popov. Marco Huas. Patchy Mix. Rizzo. Dakota. Nascimento. There's Ultimo Guerrero to 199. And our kaboom is going to be... Actually, it's not a kaboom. It's a kaboom parallel of Hulk Hogan. Looks like a platinum 1 of 1, but this is just like what? What is this? It's Hulk, but not the kaboom. Does have a jacked up bottom right corner, by the way. Galactic. So it's Hulk. My apologies if you want the pack, but man, does that have a jacked up bottom right corner on it. Yikes. Galactic, I assume, is an SSP. It's a nice Hulk, but it's a little damaged. Whoever got the Hulk spot, if you want to shoot me a message, I'm happy to send you a pack to get that. See if Panini will do something for you on it. But yeah, that one's got a super jacked up bottom right corner. My sincerest of apologies. I didn't do it. All right, halfway home. Super fun product. Man, Brian wants a box for his display. Let's cut it that way for him. How about that? We'll make it real nice for you, Brian. All right, let's see a crazy kaboom. I thought that was the kaboom. I faked everyone out. Panini is gonna Panini. That's right. All right, that one's gonna be put aside for Mr. B. Smith. All right, let's see something wild here. All right, auto looks like it's going to be another one of these MMA stars. Combat Immortals. Let's see what we got here. Is that Tommy Hearns? Nice. Tommy Hearns auto. Very nice there. Brock Anderson. Rodrigo Nascimento to 49. Demetrius Johnson, Kenta, and Oleg Taktarov again. Very nice Tommy Hearns. Very nice Tommy Hearns. Put him over there next to Butterbean. If you're just joining us, we're halfway through the break. No Kaboom yet. Yeah, this stuff is fun. Come hang out, Jay Purcell. We'll be here all weekend ripping this stuff. Nascimento. TJ Dillashaw. Vadim Nemkov to 99. Paul Walterhauser. And Frank Shamrock. I want to see a 1-of-1 or a dual auto or something wild in here. 1-of-1 auto, crazy gold auto. Looks like another one of the same kind of autos. Combat Immortals. Pedro Hizzo. He was fun in the early days, Pedro was. John Fitch to 149. A lot of Butterbean. Paige Van Zandt. They missed an opportunity to put some funny photos. There's another Brock Anderson Ring of Royalty. They could have done something funny with the Van Zandt cards, but they chose to just do the fighting cards. Pedro Hizzo. Yeah, I agree, Doc G. I agree. 5 boxes left after this pack. Will there be a Kaboom in here? What do we think? Or gold? Kaboom? Neither? Okay. Gardner. Chris Cyborg to 49. Putski. Shamrock and Usman. Nurmagomedov. All right, we got 5 to go. 5 to go and then a recap, guys. These UFC cards, these are Combat Anthology cards. They've got boxing, UFC, and then retired WWE guys and some other wrestling organizations. So it's just all different combat. It's a pretty fun product. All right, come on now. Luke Rockhold. Over in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. You couldn't pay me enough to have to fight in that. MMA Stars. Mark the Hammer Coleman. Mark Coleman, nice one there. Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold. 3 Lukes in the same pack. Mike Tyson joins the break. Ric Flair. That's Kurt Angle. It's a young Kurt Angle. Licensed? Yeah, I mean, it looks licensed. It's not necessarily licensed on the WWE side like Hulk. But the MMA guys... they don't have anything off their photos. So I guess it's like half licensed, I guess I would say. Yeah, a lot of Luke Rockhold there. Dillashaw. Chael P. Josh Barnett. How about Funky Ben to 49? Tim Sylvia. Suzuki and the Hammer again. Phil Davis. It's like a normal auto here. Oh, Josh Koscheck. Mark Coleman. Usman Nurmagomedov to 199. Ngannou and Shotzi. Mark Coleman through fights. Seems like everybody wants to say everybody through fights these days. Everybody's coming out saying they've been offered money to throw fights. It's a wild time. It's a wild time. That one this weekend was wild. Mark Coleman, Schultz. Tommy Hearns is having a good break. Chris Cyborg. Paul Hughes. He admitted himself. I'm sure he did. He's a wild man. I'm sure he did. I don't doubt it at all. I'm sure a lot of people. I wouldn't doubt it if Chael Sonnen threw a couple of fights. I wouldn't doubt it if he got paid to make that Anderson Silva fight. If they said, hey, kick his butt for 4 rounds, make it. We need somebody to challenge Anderson Silva. I wouldn't put it past him to have said, sure, I got it. Yeah, I'll let him sub me in the final round. It's the only thing that made sense. Because Silva was in guard for that entire fight on the ground, 5 rounds. And Sonnen finally gets tapped. He finally throws up the Hail Mary triangle in the final round. I would agree, Steven. All right, we got an auto. It's a Sweet Science. Man, this could be fun. Might be gold. I don't know. I haven't seen one of these yet. Yo, Maurice Smith. Sweet Science. Mo Smith. That's a good-looking card right there. Maurice Smith. There you go. Mark Kerr. We got a Brock Anderson to 75. There you go. Hammerstone and Putski. But yeah, I've always thought, I was a big Chael guy. I watched that fight. I was screaming at the TV. I've always thought that fight seemed a little off. But yeah, there's a bunch of numbered cards in the set. The Brock Anderson one was just to 75. There's a Cracked Ice. That'll be to 25. Don King, Usman, Hammerstone, Paige Van Zant, Kyabulev. Cracked Ice is going to be Antonio Carlos Jr. to 25. Ken Shamrock and Ken Shamrock. Antonio Carlos Jr. He's a fun fighter to watch. Still waiting for a Kaboom. Probably going to be a boring auto. They seem to be boring when they're just the base set autos. Tank Abbott. I don't know why they have to call him David. Call him Tank. Call him by his real name. Kurt Angle to 125. Mo Smith and Butterbean. Keeping that Kaboom on ice. This is a Panini product, Steven. Panini product. Still pumping it out. They don't mind it. They lose the license, they still find a way. They're going to be around for a long time, I'm sure. Just finding a way. Rampage, Hulk, Tim Sylvia, Impa, Tyler Santos to 75, Matty Hughes, and Paige Van Zant. All right. Tyler Santos, David Abbott. I saw that on the checklist. I'm like, that's got to be Tank Abbott, right? Why the hell did they call him David? All right. We need something low numbered. I will say that. This case has been fun, but nothing super low. Not a bunch of base cards to 8, which is cool, but need to see something crazy low numbered here. How about a 1-1? How about we catch a 1-1? Come on now. Looks like an MMA Stars auto. That's Maurice Smith again. Mike Tyson, Romanov, David Abbott, Ric Flair, Ken Shamrock. You guys know I get annoyed with dupes. I get annoyed with all the dupes. It's only 100 and some odd person checklist for autos, so with 24 you're going to see a dupe or two, but it does annoy me every time. Is GSP in it? No, he's not in here. He's over with Fanatics. He's still signing. He's still with the license stuff. Costello, Van Steenis, Demetrius, Mighty Mouse Johnson. Here we go with the Tank Abbott run. Tim Sylvia and Chuck the Iceman Liddell. David Abbott. Auto looks to be a red MMA Stars auto. Out of 99, and this one is also David Abbott. Jesus. And a David Abbott behind it for good measure. Josh Koscheck, red lava to 5. And there are some super short printed cards in these, but good old David Tank Abbott, man. Guy's everywhere. To 99. Koscheck to 5. Man, that's a nasty looking card. I don't know if the camera's doing that justice, but beautiful card. Would have loved that to be somebody not Josh Koscheck. Congrats to the Josh Koscheck spot there, by the way. All right, I'm ready for the Kaboom. I start to get nervous with Panini when you don't see one. When it starts getting this late in the case. Henan Ferreira, Matty Hughes, Guy Mesger, Tony Atlas, Braga, That's Marco Huas to 75. Iron Mike and Hammerstone. All right. Save left side, strong side for last. We're down to 2 boxes. This has gone fast. How long ago was that, Steven? I didn't see that one on Rogan. I usually catch most of his. Most of his MMA interviews I try to catch. But I don't know if I saw that one. I know I didn't see it, but I don't know if I saw when it popped up. All right, let's see something here. Come on. Get this damn box to close. All right, give us our kaboom here. I don't want to be sweating it out in the last box. Has anybody seen a case without a kaboom? Or are they in every single case? Hopefully they're in every case. Red auto. Kurt Angle. Sullivan Cauley. Walter Hauser, Guerrero, Filthy Tom. Funky Ben. Classics. Matt Classics. Who is that? Baba Thunder. Yeah, I will definitely check that out. Baba Thunder. I'm not familiar with his game. Baba Thunder to 99. If you got that spot, congrats. I assume he's one of the other wrestling guys that I don't know. So do I, Doc G. Kaboom. All right, we got a boomer. All right, good luck on the kaboom, guys. I hope it's the one you guys are hoping for. Floyd Mayweather. We got Mads Kruger to 149. Guy Metzger, Chuck Liddell, Biagio, Mystico, Kojima, Fedor. Who's it gonna be? Usman Nurmagomedov. Kaboom. Usman Nurmagomedov. Kaboom. Usman Nurmagomedov is your kaboom. Don't know a ton about him. I know he's a PFO guy. I know he's related to Umar and Khabib. Cool looking card. Nice hit for that spot. Mark Schultz. Luke Rockhold, Josh Barnett, Rulon Gardner, another Chris Lieben. This is an MMA Stars. Looked kind of gold there. Nemkov to 199, Emelianenko, Ric Flair, and Daniel Cormier. Vadim Nemkov. All right, I want to see a 101 on the way in. Give me a 101. Lieben. Nice spelling there, Jay Purcell. I like that. Chael Sonnen. Frank Shamrock to 99. Matty Hughes, Quentin Jackson, and Fedor. All right, I think we're due one more monster auto. Not that we really got a monster auto. Dakota was real early, and that's like the only big one, I would say. Hearns is nice. Butterbean's nice, but it's really the only. Ben Askren's nice, but that's the only big auto out of the case. Let's see a big name auto. Big name autos. Come on. Big name auto. My favorite fighter of all time, Rich Franklin. Rich Ace Franklin. Favorite current fighter is... They're both fighting this weekend. I love the Bonfim brothers. This should be a super short printed MMA Stars auto. I love Benoit Saint-Denis. I love to watch him fight. I was a big Dustin Poirier guy, but he's retired now. Love Benoit Saint-Denis. There's a nice Rampage to 149. Loved Rampage back in the day too. I like a lot of guys, but Rich Franklin was like the reason I got into the sport heavily. I just thought he was the man. All right, MMA Stars. I want to say this is going to be to 8. Be a huge one. Is that Josh Barnett to 8? Cool card. Cool card. He was a stud. Rich Franklin, my man from Ohio. I'm from Ohio. That one's cool. Barnett, nice Rampage. Love to watch Rampage. Love to watch Shogun Hua. I love to watch a lot of guys. I don't like a lot of the wrestlers. Like, I never liked Khabib. I like watching Jack Della Maddalena fight a lot. Believe it or not, I like watching Sean Strickland fight. Only because I think it's so wild that he just rolls with punches. Like, he just stands right in your face and just tries to move with the punch. I think it's a wild strategy. But yeah, there's a lot of fighters I like. I try to catch every single fight that I can. I even watch Dana White's Contender Series. It's really easy for me. I coach a lot of sports with my kids, so sporting events that start after they go to bed are usually the easiest for me to pay the most attention to, so UFC really fits the bill. Boss Rutan, Liz Carmouche, Jesus Pinedo, Hulk Hogan. Cool looking card. Hizzo, Askren, Corey Anderson, Mystico, Kojima, and we close with a lousy auto. Andrei Koreshkov. It's not the one we want to close with. I don't know. I feel like this case was just okay. Bunch of stuff to 8, a bunch of low numbered stuff, but no. Like, the Kaboom is okay. That Hogan is cool. The case hit type one there, but nothing to make me jump up and down. I'm excited. Nick Diaz is your favorite fighter? Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler is one of the greatest fights I've ever seen. Tom Lawler, Sadabu CD, Oleg Popov is our last numbered card. Recap coming at you guys. Again, if you love this stuff, you love listening to me yap, or both, I'll be back tomorrow night. We have 2 cases of Finest UFC, which releases tomorrow, and then 1 case of this in the middle. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and midnight are those breaks tomorrow night. So if you guys want to come hang out with me, I'll be here for 3 hours ripping combat sports. We'll be back Sunday doing a couple of those as well. I'm generally pretty entertaining on Fridays and Sundays. Oleg Popov out of 199, Pinedo to 149, Mezger to 199, Quentin Jackson 149, Frank Shamrock 99, Nemkov to 199, Mads Kruger to 149, Sullivan Cauley to 125, Huas to 75, Johnny Eblin to 75, Patchy Mix 199, Chael P to 25, Ric Flair to 149, Tommy Hearns to 49, Lieben to 199, Don King to 199, Corey Anderson to 99, Filthy Tom to 8, Josh Koscheck to 25, Kung Lee to 49, Fabian Edwards to 99, Nathan Kelly to 149, Daniel Cormier to 75, Johnny Bones to 125, Brent Primus to 99. That's awesome, man. Yeah, that was one of my first ones that I loved, too. Josh Koscheck, lowest numbered card in the break, to 5. David Abbott to 125 and 199. Tyler Santos to 75. Kurt Angle to 125. Carlos Jr. to 25. Brock Anderson to 75. Tommy Hearns to 149. Usman to 199. Funky Ben to 49, Luke Rockhold to 99, Chris Cyborg to 49, John Fitch to 149, Nemkov to 99, Rodrigo Nascimento to 49, Ultimo Guerrero to 199, Henan Ferreira to 125, Satoshi Kojima to 199, Kabulaev to 199, Johnny Bones to 49, Brent Primus to 49, Czech Congo to 8, and Mark Coleman to 49. Autos that are not on stands. We got Koreshkov, Chris Lieben, the Crippler, Baba Thunder to 99, David Abbott to 99, Maurice Smith, David Abbott again, Maurice Smith again, Josh Koscheck again, Mark Coleman, Pedro Hizzo, Tony Atlas, Kurt Angle, Czech Congo to 99, Chris Lieben again, Ivan Putski, Oleg Tokhtarov, and Brent Primus. And then up on stands, you got a Matt Classics, Cesar Duran to 99. You got Ben Askren, Funky Ben, first auto of the night. We got a gold, Donovan Dijak to 10, only 1 gold. This is C.W. Anderson to 25. Butterbean. Josh Barnett to 8 is cool. Hulk Hogan. If you had the Hogan spot, let me know if you want me to send a pack with this. We pulled this out of the pack. It's a Galactic. I think these are really tough to hit, but it's got a really, really messed up corner. My apologies for that, but if you want a pack so that you can send it in Panini, let me know. I'm happy to include one with the shipment. Thomas Hearns, Immortals. Best auto of the case, Dakota Ditcheva, Classics auto. And our Kaboom, Usman Nurmagomedov. Again, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. We got another case in between 2 cases of Finest UFC. Then we have another case of this Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. So 5 all day. You guys have an amazing rest of the night. Thanks so much for spending some of it with me. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.